Gordon and Spencer. It was a sunny day on the island of Sodor, and all the engines were working hard. Gordon was feeling most excited. Morning, Thomas. I look my best, and do you know why? Why? Because a Duke and Duchess are visiting. So Topham Hatt will be choosing me as their special engine. Pah! After Gordon had been washed and polished, he rushed away to meet the visitors. But a signal diverted Gordon onto a sighting. He was very upset. I'm going to be late, he groaned. Just then, a huge engine rocketed by. Steaming pistons, who's that? Gordon soon found out. When he arrived at the sheds, the huge engine was humming quietly. Who are you? This is Spencer. He's the fastest engine in the world. Huh! But secretly, Gordon was impressed. I'm the Duke and Duchess's private engine. I take them everywhere. Quiet. There'll be a party for the Duke and Duchess at Meron Station. That's far away over Gordon's Hill. You'll need to take on plenty of water. I have plenty of water, he wished. And Spencer raced away. I was only trying to be useful. Spencer showed the Duke and Duchess many beautiful places. But he never stopped once to take on more water. Gordon and Thomas were collecting passengers when Spencer raced through on his way to the party. Don't forget the water! Who cares? He'll be in trouble soon, sighed Thomas. And Spencer was. He ran out of water on Gordon's Hill. Oh, why didn't I listen? Sir Topham Hatt soon heard the news. I'll send Gordon, he boomed. When Gordon arrived, the station master was waiting. You need to rescue Spencer. He's stuck on the hill. Silly engine. Hurry, Gordon, shouted his driver. Gordon was looking forward to seeing Spencer. Run out of water? He teased. Yes, I must have a leaky tank. Perhaps, but we better hurry. Everyone is waiting. Gordon switched on the Spencer's line and was soon coupled up. And with 2 toots of his whistle, they set off. See, we're right on time. But Spencer was embarrassed. So what do you think of Spencer now, James? Too much puff and not enough steam. Well done, said Sir Topham Hatt. You are the fastest engine on Sodor. I knew that, Gordon said proudly. Emily's new coaches. It was a splendid day on the island of Sodor. Thomas was taking Annie and Clarabelle back to the coach yard. A new engine had arrived, and he wanted to say hello. The engine was beautiful, with shiny paintwork and a gleaming brass dome. Chomish, meet Emily. Hello. Hello to you. Emily, collect your coaches, please. You and your driver must learn the line. Yes, sir. Thomas was really impressed. Later, the only coaches Emily's driver could find were Annie and Clarabelle. These aren't your sort of coaches, but I suppose they'll do. Annie and Clarabelle both felt insulted. How dare he say will do? Emily puffed carefully along the line, but Annie and Clarabelle were still hurt. How dare he say will do? How dare he say will do? Thomas saw Emily coming down the line with Annie and Clarabelle. Hello, Thomas. But Thomas was cross. Those are my coaches. Give them back. But Emily didn't hear Thomas as she went on her way. Then, Emily passed Edward and Percy. When Emily whistled hello, the engines didn't whistle back to her. Emily couldn't understand why they were so unfriendly. She was upset. Later, Sir Topham Hatt spoke to Thomas. I want you to go to the docks and pick up new coaches. New coaches? But sir! Really useful engines don't argue. Thomas didn't want new coaches. He wanted Annie and Clarabelle back. When Oliver saw Emily return to the yards, he was surprised. Those are Thomas's coaches. So that's why he looked cross. I'll go apologize. Meanwhile, Thomas was grumbling. Don't want new coaches. Don't want new coaches. Emily was still looking for Thomas when a signalman flagged her down. Oliver hasn't cleared his signal. Please go see what's wrong. Emily could see that Oliver had broken down on the crossing. Then, Emily heard Thomas's whistle. Oh dear! Thomas could see Oliver. He knew he could never stop in time. Whoa! Emily charged towards Oliver. And with a huge effort, pushed him across the tracks. Just in time. Phew! I did it. Later, Sir Topham Hatt praised Emily. Well done. You were a very brave engine. The bravest. It gives me a great pleasure to present you with 2 new coaches. Thank you, sir. And, Thomas, I'm sorry I took Annie and Clarabelle. And I'm sorry I was so rude. Friends. Emily loves her new coaches, as well as being a part of Sir Topham Hatt's railway. The Spotless Record. A brand new tank engine was racing across the island of Sodor. He was very excited, and he didn't want to be late. Right on time, said Sir Topham Hatt. Thomas and Percy looked at the big tank engine. He was very impressive. This is Arthur, said Sir Topham Hatt. He's here to shun freight cars and pull freight. Nice to meet you, Arthur puffed politely. And he's got a spotless record, added Sir Topham Hatt. What's a spotless record? Whispered Percy. It means he's never been naughty or made a mess, replied Thomas. The three engines were soon at work. Thomas and Percy were bumping freight cars. They knew this was naughty, but they were having fun. Join in, Arthur, said Thomas. No thank you, wheezed the new engine. He had never been naughty before. Arthur's first job was to push a truckload of fruit to market. The troublesome truck started to sing. Root toot toe, we want to go. The fruit's going off 'cause you're too slow. How rude, huffed Arthur. This gave Thomas a naughty idea. Sir Topham Hatt doesn't like the troublesome truck singing, said Thomas. You must stop them. Thank you, said Arthur. I will. Arthur was glad he can keep the trucks in order. He'll never stop the trucks from singing, laughed Thomas. Arthur chuffed cheerfully through the countryside. Soon, the troublesome trucks started to sing again. Chuff, 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 you tug and huff, but you're so rusty you can't even puff. Stop singing, huffed Arthur. Trucks should be doing as they're told to do. The troublesome trucks were cross. If they couldn't sing, they would teach Arthur a lesson. We'll show him, they giggled. You can't push us around. Arthur struggled over bridges, and he huffed and puffed through tunnels. He came over the big hill. You can't catch us, laughed the troublesome trucks. Whee! But there was trouble ahead. Duck had stopped at the crossing at the bottom of the hill. Arthur's driver applied the brakes, but it was too late. Squash fruit flew everywhere. Arthur was upset. His spotless record had been ruined. Beep, beep. Oh, Arthur, what a mess, puffed Thomas. Sir Topham Hatt was very annoyed. What happened here? The troublesome trucks were singing. I told them to stop, but they made me go too fast. Please, sir, it's my fault. Thomas told Sir Topham Hatt what he had done. Arthur, it's, fruitless for me to say more. But, Thomas, you must help clear this mess up. Harvey arrived with the breakdown crane. He could see there was a lot of work to be done. Everyone worked hard. And Thomas took the loaded trucks away. That evening, Arthur was having the squash fruit cleaned out of his funnel. Hello, Thomas. Arthur, I'm sorry I played a trick on you, said Thomas. Thanks for owning up to it, replied Arthur. Maybe spotless records are meant to be broken, smiled Thomas. And then mend it again, finished Arthur, just like friendships.
Hurry
He
up.
sand...
Hey! Don't interrupt me!
Okay, sorry, Henry. Goods arrive night and day at the docks. Sometimes, Henry and the other engines work so hard their axles ache. Sir Topham Hatt brought a new engine to help with the heavy workloads. He was long, had 10 driving wheels, and he looked very strong. This is Murdoch. He's going to be pulling freight on the main line. Ahoy, matey, shouted Salty. Welcome, Murdoch, called Harvey. You're the biggest engine I've ever seen, cried Thomas. Ugh, you're a chatty lot, Murdoch said quietly. Soon, Murdoch was coupled to a long line of heavy freight cars. His boiler strained, his wheels started to turn, and the mighty engine chuffed away. Murdoch longed for some peace and quiet, but everywhere he went, it was noisy and crowded. At the end of the day, Murdoch was looking forward to a good night's rest, but Salty and Harvey were full of questions. What's the longest train you've ever pulled? Have you ever worked Marseille? Have you ever had a crash? Please, I just want some peace and quiet. I don't want to share a shed with chatterbox engines. No need to be rude, huffed Harvey. Hey, we're only being friendly, matey. The next morning, Murdoch collected another long, heavy freight train. This time, he chuffed into the beautiful countryside. It was splendid. At last, he had some peace and quiet. Well, narrator, why don't you shut up? Geez, Henry, now you? Anyways, suddenly, his driver applied the brakes. There were sheep on the tracks. The sheep must have escaped from that field, said the driver, through that broken fence. The driver and fireman tried to chase the sheep back. First this way, then that way. They tried everything, but nothing seemed to work. We'll never move these sheep by ourselves, complained the fireman. I'll go phone for help, sighed the driver. Murdoch was unhappy. The noisy sheep were spoiling his peace and quiet. Like you. Shut up! Sir Topham Hatt was enjoying afternoon tea when he got the call. Sheep? He exclaimed loudly. I'll send Toby with the farmer immediately. The sheep were becoming noisier. Please stop, groaned Murdoch. I'd rather be back with the chatterbox engines. Just then, Toby chuffed in the view. Toby! Exclaimed Murdoch. We are certainly glad to see you. Before long, the farmer and his dog were at work. And the sheep were soon safely in their fields. Murdoch was soon on his way again. Thanks, Toby, Murdoch chuffed happily. That evening, Murdoch parked between Harvey and Salty, but Murdoch spoke first. I'm sorry I was cross, he chuffed. I'm very pleased to share a shed with you. And we're very pleased to have your company, said Harvey. Aye, we are, added Salty. It reminds me of a story. Murdoch smiled. The sound of bah bah would have kept him awake, but a salty story would send him happily to sleep. Bill Ben and Fergus. Fergus is a small railway traction engine who works on the island of Sodor. One day, he was on his way to the quarry. He had a special job to do for Sir Topham Hatt. "Hello, where are you going?" "To the quarry." "Watch out for the twins. They love to make mischief." "I won't let young rascals rattle me." "Well, you don't know the twins like I do," Thomas added. Fergus arrived at the quarry. He went to work with Mavis and the twins. "I'm afraid the cars are in a mess." "Not to worry, we'll soon sort them out." Bill and Ben were really delighted. "Now we'll have some fun." "Yeah, we'll have the old boiler in a spin." Fergus liked helping Mavis, but he didn't like the way the twins were behaving one bit. Bill banged his cars hard. Some rocks fell onto the tracks. "That's not how you do it. Do it right." Bill didn't like being ordered about by a silly traction engine. "I can do what I want." Then, Ben pushed his cars to block the line. Fergus was stuck. "Out of my way!" But Ben just grinned. The next day, the men were blasting rocks. "Wait for the all clear signal. Do it right." There he goes again. "Do it right from morning till night." "Keep your funnel out of our quarry." The quarry master sent both Bill and Ben to collect a rock crusher from the harbor. Fergus was left in peace.
Oh, so he gets some peace and quiet. Murdoch, this isn't even your episode. Get out.
The twins were still thinking about Fergus. "He's just an old fusspot. He's always telling us, do it right. Well, the next thing he tells us to do, we'll do it wrong."
Jesus, they have goblin laughs.
Bill and Ben both steamed back to the quarry. The rock crusher was heavy. It shook the rails as they went along. "The blasting has made the rock face unsafe. Don't go near it. Do it right." But the twins took no notice of Fergus, and they were very naughty. As roughly as they could, they rattled the load towards the cliff. "Look out!" And he rushed forward. He bumped both Bill and Ben out of the way. His driver jumped to safety as the rocks began to fall. Fergus was covered in rocks from his funnel to his footplate. It took a long time to dig him out, and no one worked harder than Bill and Ben. At last, Fergus was free. Bill and Ben were both really ashamed. "We shouldn't have been so naughty. We're sorry." "Good. From now on, we can all do it right. Together!" Yippee. Salty's Stormy Tale. The engines love working when the sun shines. One day, Thomas and Percy were helping Salty at the docks, but Salty was worried. It may be sunny now, matey, but there'll be a storm coming. It may be sunny now, matey, but there'll be a storm coming. There'll be a fierce storm on the way, Captain, peeped Percy. Salty knew that they were making fun of him. He felt sad. Later, Sir Topham had arrived. I want you to fetch Fergus from the repair yard, he said. His driver doesn't know the line. Aye, aye, sir, replied Salty sadly. Salty was glad that he'd be going to the repair yards. He didn't like to stay where he wasn't liked. What's wrong? Asked Emily. No one likes to be made fun of by silly tank engines. And he huffed away. Emily knew she had to find Thomas and Percy immediately. Those be dark clouds, matey, whistled Thomas. There'll be a fierce storm on the way, Captain, peeped Percy. Emily was cross. It's not nice to copy the way others speak. You hurt Salty's feelings. We were just having fun, said Percy. We'll say sorry to him, added Thomas. But Salty was nowhere to be found. Fergus was waiting for Salty when he arrived at the repair yards. Right on time, congratulated Fergus. Aye, but there'll be a storm coming, said Salty. We must hurry. Soon they were hooked up and on their way home. Salty was right about the storm. It was a fierce one. The ships at sea depend upon the lighthouse to keep them safely off the rocks. But now there was trouble. The lighthouse lamp has gone out, cried the captain. Salty and Fergus were fighting their way through the wind and rain. Then Salty saw a lantern ahead. The lighthouse keeper was waiting for him. Our lighthouse lamp has gone out. Our generator is broken. Salty had an idea. Fergus has a flywheel. It could power the generator. Hurry! Shouted the lighthouse keeper. Fergus's flywheel was attached to the generator shaft. Without the lighthouse, the ship was steaming towards the rocks. Fergus was working as fast as he could. Finally, the generator came back to life. The lighthouse beam shone across the stormy sea once more. Just in time! Hard the starboard, matey! Salty's idea had saved the day. Fergus worked hard until first light. The next morning, Salty and Fergus chugged back to the docks. They were surprised to see a crowd waiting for them. Thank you, said the captain. You saved our ship. Well done, boomed Sir Topham Hatt. Salty was very proud. We're sorry if we hurt your feelings, puffed Thomas. We are only copying you because we think you're grand. Then say no more, me hearties, replied Salty happily. Now they will all work together and have fun together, as good friends should. Yippee.
Morning sunshine, brand new day, busy day for the railway. Engines rolling to and froing, rushing by on the railway. But today is a special day for, have you heard the news? Something special is happening. Have you heard the news? Have you heard? Pass the word. Have you heard? There are 5 new engines in the shed. 5 new friends in the shed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you believe your eyes? 5 new engines in the shed. Celebrate the big surprise and raise the banners high for the 5 new engines, great new engines, 5 new engines in the shed. Emily with her coach's green is a joy to be seen on the railway. Harvey with his grain looks strange, but he'll take the strain on the railway. Salty is the dockside diesel, can tell a tale or two. Arthur too is shy but true, he'll be there for you. Look, there's Murdoch. He's so big and strong, he'll just go on and on. There are 5 new engines in the shed, 5 new friends in the shed. Welcome to one and all, everybody say hello. 5 new friends in the shed. Thomas and all the friends are here, so let us raise a cheer for the 5 new engines, great new engines, 5 new engines in the shed. 5 new engines in the shed. 5 new friends in the shed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you believe your eyes? 5 new engines in the shed. Celebrate the big surprise and raise the banners high. There's Murdoch and Arthur and Emily and Harvey and Salty. There are 5 new engines, great new engines, 5 new engines in the
There's a dockside diesel we know well, who can spin a yarn, who can tell a tale. He loves the sea and the ships that sail, Salty is his name. He works so hard, he's very, very proud. His friends all love him being around. When the sun goes down, they'll gather round for a tale or a song of the sea.
On with the sailor's song, follow on, Salty's song, follow the leader, follow the leader, Salty, tell us another one, Salty, spin us another one, Salty, one more story will do. Salty, oh Salty, we'll always follow you.
Everyone knows troublesome trucks push their luck, get the engine stuck, but someone knows just what to do. Salty is his name. When he rolls along, he hums his song, a pretty little song, and they tag along, and his rhythm makes them fall